thanks to the Forum 6 Tamworth and Wagga Wagga and the Odeon 5 Orange. It's the Talkin Flickster podcast with JT and Grant Lee.
Yes, and as we end the week, we do it in style by sending out one of our listeners to go and see a movie for us, Mr. Lee, and they get to come on and tell us all about it.
Exactly right, JT. And it's so exciting because this is a movie that is a sequel to a 2023 movie that was massive back then.
The Super Mario Galaxy movie. Now, did you ever play the Super Nintendo back in the day? Was that your console? No, you were the old Atari, weren't you?
I was Atari,
yeah. Oh, God.
You just like rubbing that in, don't you?
Yeah.
You just like rubbing the whole thing in.
But you know
Atari.
what? They are coming back. All that stuff is coming back. It's all what it goes around. And you know what?
Yeah, that's true.
It's the one thing that I wish I had kept was my Super Nintendo, because nowadays it would be worth an absolute mozza.
Absolutely. I think some of them you think, oh my God, people pay that sort of money. Yeah, it's a lot of money for them.
But it is great to see all your favourites, Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Bowser, Yoshi, all coming back to the big screen. And I've got to say, Mr. Lee, from just watching the trailer, the animation looks next level.
Yeah, it does. And I have to say, these sort of movies these days, any animated movie is incredible. When you think how animation was when it first started with, Aladdin and all those back in the day, it has come a long, long way. They're nearly looking quite real, really, aren't they?
Yeah, looks amazing. So if you want a bit of nostalgia, it is a Super Mario Galaxy movie. Could it be one of the biggest movies of the year? I guess time will tell. But we do want to find out whether or not our Flickster liked it. And we'll do that next after we have listened to the trailer.
Hey, big guy!
Oh,
You wanted to see us?
don't move, I'll be right up. Sipping the soup, cleaning the paint, boodle-little, boodle-little, and also trim the bonsai bush. Here we go. Hey, Luigi. What's up, Mario? Behold, I made a masterpiece for Princess Peach. What do you think?
Love the colors!
It's trash.
How dare you look at my masterpiece and say that?
I'll burn the skin off your bones!
Wow. Sorry about that. That's the old Bowser talking. Still working through my demons, I suppose. Anyway, I need my 8 hours or else I really turn into a monster.
I'm Bowser Jr., and I'm gonna be taking my father now!
Princess Rosalina, you're coming with me.
Yeah, it is Super Mario Galaxy movie, and to tell us all about it, it is our Flickster for this week. Welcome to Talkin Flicks, Oliver. How are you, my friend?
Hello, thank you for having me back.
Great to have you back. We've missed you. It's been, what, a couple of weeks?
We went for, nearly a year, and now it's been back there. So
Yeah.
I'm pleased that you've come back and doing this for us.
Can't get rid of me.
Definitely not, mate. It's great to have
And
you
we
back.
wouldn't.
No, definitely not. And we've seen you what we think was hopefully a really good movie. Are you a fan of Super Mario? Did you ever play the console back in the day?
I did. I played the Super Nintendo many years ago, and I do remember having a lot of fun with it.
wasn't it great? What was your go-to game? Do you have any favourites?
I can't remember what it's called. Super Mario World, probably.
Yeah, it was a good one. I used to love Donkey Kong. It was always a favourite. Remember Donkey Kong? Yeah.
I had the orange little flip thing back in the day, and you had. Okay, I'm going back a long time ago, but it was Donkey Kong, and you'd lift it up, and you'd have two little buttons that you had to jump, and nothing like your Nintendos.
No, they were good days, but it is great to see a bit of that nostalgia on the big screen in 2026. So, Oliver, the Super Mario Galaxy movie, what did you think? Did it live up to the hype, or were you expecting more from a Mario movie in space?
Well, in terms of animation, I think it delivered because, as you noted, it's very beautifully animated. But in terms of like story structure, it could have been better.
Okay, so what do you think? What do you think in story structure they could have changed, or what was it lacking? Because was it just how it all molded together?
Yeah, well, because they're just sort of wandering about from scene to scene, and stuff happens to them, and there doesn't seem to be much momentum to them.
Oh, okay. So, my question, did you see the Mario, the first one that came out in 2023?
Yes, I saw that one too.
Yep. So do you need to see that one before you see this one, or are they just two different movies?
I think it would be helpful, but it's not necessary to have seen it.
So what is the variation? Like, what's the where does it go to from the 2023 Mario to the 2026 Mario? What changes? What's the evolution here?
Well, the biggest one is they go to space, and they just go to a bunch of different planets in space instead of just the Mushroom Kingdom.
Was there more of a story in the 2023 Mario? Were you happier with the story there?
I think it was more simple, so they were able to deliver it more easily as opposed to the more complicated one they try to do this time.
Oh, okay. Because there's a lot of new characters. So Fox McCloud, which is played by Glenn Powell. We've got Brie Larson, who's doing the voice for Princess Rosalina. And is there another one? There was another new character. I can't think what it is now. It's not the Honey Queen, no.
Well, it's Yoshi.
Oh, Yoshi. Was he not in the first one?
No, he wasn't. Yeah, I think he appeared in a post-credit scene.
Oh, okay. Because Yoshi's big in the game, isn't he?
Yeah, he's huge. He's designed to be loved. He's a dinosaur, so everyone loves dinosaurs.
So I wonder why they didn't have him in the first one. I wonder if they always planned they were going to do a sequel, and they thought, we'll keep some of these characters for the next movie.
Yeah, I think they absolutely did that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So what was the music like for this time around? Did it play a lot of great stuff?
Oh, yeah, the music was really good. It was like a mixture of like the classic Nintendo themes mixed with like a cinematic orchestra score.
Yeah. And that song, like the Mario Kart song, that's really good. Like you hear that everywhere.
Yeah, it's iconic for sure.
And which character would you say stole the show for you? Which one did you enjoy the most and really stood out?
Well, there's actually a few. I like, as we mentioned, Yoshi, because Yoshi's a bunch of fun, and Princess Peach has some very impressive action sequences.
Oh.
Yeah, she's basically like a one-woman army, and she takes down an entire force by herself.
So those two were, the big ones. What was Bowser like? Because Bowser was played by Jack Black. And are you a fan, JT, of Jack Black?
You know what? I am. Okay, I think sometimes he goes a bit funny, like too funny. Like there's some things he does that I think are, he's a little bit silly. But then I loved him in School of Rock. Big fan of him in School of Rock. That was great. I think it was one of the funniest movies, and I think he nailed Minecraft too. Personally, I thought he was very good in that. I think he made that movie, don't you reckon? Even though he was, because it was Jason Momoa, was that the guy?
Yeah.
He was more of the main character, I thought. But geez, Jack Black was really good at that. So no surprises really. You get him to voice one of these characters.
Yeah. Are you a fan, Oliver, of Jack Black?
Yeah, I think it depends on the project, but I really like him as Bowser.
Yeah, okay, because he is a bad person, isn't he, Bowser?
Yeah, he sort of makes a friendship with Luigi, as you noticed in the trailer.
School holidays are here, so obviously there's going to be a lot of parents taking the kids along to see Super Mario. But taking away from just the kids going to see it, do you think the parents would enjoy it? Because if you're looking at, a lot of the parents that would be going to see it would have been around, this would have been their vintage, I suppose, at the time. Do you think that it's good for both the kids and the parents alike?
I think the kids would probably enjoy it more, but like if any parents are Nintendo scholars, they get a lot out of like all the little Easter eggs that you'd find in the movie.
Oh, I love an Easter egg.
So do I.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you've got to watch a movie twice just to pick all those up.
And Mario's got 40 years of history to take from.
Well, this is true, and it was one of these games where it just continued to keep delivering. And then over the years when they got the Nintendo 64 and so forth, again it changed, and then they got the Game Boys and things like that. So, yeah, I think it's really good. It's one of the world's biggest gaming franchises, so it's no surprise really that we see. Yeah, it's huge. No surprise really it's bigger than Atari, Mr. Lee. You might find that very hard to believe, and I know you're going to struggle to hear this. But it's really good. You know what? I really wish we had a console, because if we did, I'd take you on. Like, we'd have an episode, and we just play Super Mario all episode.
And you know what? You'd beat me.
You betcha I would. Yeah, and then because then it evolved into Mario Kart and things like that, so it's really good.
Yeah.
But so if they make another one, what direction do you want to see next? Where could they go? Because we've now gone to space. It's pretty big. Is there room to move?
Well, there's plenty more opportunities to expand in space, because like there's a handful of many planets and cultures that they allude to that they don't actually go to in the movie. So there's a lot more potential for further exploration in the sequels.
Now, we mentioned at the top of the podcast, and this is me again, probably putting my foot in it. You're talking about the big movies of the year, and when I saw this one on the cheat sheet at the back end of last year, I'm like, oh, this is going to absolutely smash it. It has done well at the box office, Mr. Lee, hasn't it? It's done.
It certainly
huge.
has. It had one of the biggest openings.
We spoke about it yesterday.
We did.
And so, are we expecting this could be in the top 5 for the year?
Oh yeah, it's very popular, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, I think it might be in the top 10. Whether it's the top 5, I don't think so. Because my Project Hail Mary is going to be in the top 5.
I hope it's there for your sake.
Yeah, I think it'll be in the top 10-ish, I think, yeah. I don't think it'll be right there, but yeah. Can I ask, Oliver, it is for kids and all that, but do you think if they did make the third one, they would make it more for adults instead of this one not being so much for adults?
I think it depends on the Nintendo project, because since Fox McCloud's in the movie, I think they're planning to make a Fox McCloud movie too, which would probably be more aimed for the adults. And if they do another Mario, I think they'll stay the course and be more kid-friendly.
Okay, because, Fox McCloud, as we said before, was played by Glenn Powell. He's flavour everywhere at the moment, isn't he? Everyone likes him.
Yeah, he was great in that Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, wasn't he? I reckon that's probably his standout role that he's had. Him and Miles Teller, which were the two big ones other than Tom Cruise, of course, in that movie. But yeah, okay, righto. Well, it's interesting to see how this one will keep going, and I think because of school holidays, it will keep going and going.
Oh, mega, and I would, what I'd love to see. I would love to see a lifelike version of Mario. I reckon. You know what they did with was it Snow White? They did that.
Yeah.
The dwarves. Yeah. I would love to see something like that with this. I reckon, so we can actually see. I reckon Margot Robbie could play Princess Peach. She'd be fun. I'm down with that. That'd get me there.
Want to see Margot.
Yeah. I reckon that'd be great. And another thing too. We were just talking about, could we? This for the kids, we get an adult's version. Imagine that, like good old Princess Peach getting off with Mario or Luigi, or both of them, if she wanted to. I mean, how good would that be?
We'll save that for another podcast.
After dark, right? After dark,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, correct. No, dear, I do. You always go down that track, don't you, JT?
Right. I don't, as if you'd want us there, wouldn't you, Oliver? Like, you reckon, like, it'd be good to sort of kind of have a bit of adult humour. Adult fun in a movie, right?
Yeah, I think it could work.
Yeah, see, don't worry about Grant Lee over here, okay? He's a little prude. All right, he gets, he doesn't like that kind of stuff. He gets all red when that stuff happens. So he leaves that up to me.
I do. Hey, Oliver, can I ask, if you were in the Super Mario, who would you play?
Probably, again, Yoshi, because Yoshi's just so much fun.
Yeah. And everyone likes Yoshi, yeah. And, it's funny. We've been asked so many times, have we got the Yoshi popcorn containers? And, we didn't get offered them, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, it's a missed opportunity.
You know what that means, Mr. Lee, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. So true.
Only once this episode, you're doing well. But can we get one of those popcorn containers? Where do you go to get them?
Yeah, I don't know where. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't. I don't know where you can get one.
Was it Hoyt's or Greater Union? Who's got them? You tell me.
Yeah. Event and Hoyt's have got them.
There you go. Thank you for letting me know. I'll get in touch. I'll get you some boxes. Don't you worry. Yeah, yeah. But and you know what? We're still a bit over a week to go to school holidays.
Yes.
I still think there'd be a lot of parents now wanting to go and send the kids off to see the movie. Oliver, what do you think that parents taking the kids along to see this movie would really enjoy if you had to sum it up?
Well, everyone can enjoy good animation, and that's definitely the strongest part of the movie. The animation is really well done, and they bring the characters to life perfectly from the games.
And that's a good thing, and that's what parents will enjoy, is to have fun. And, I do see that. When parents are coming in with their kids, they're all excited. The kids are really, really good fun. Anyway, well, Oliver, thank you so much for going and seeing that. We've come to that time of the podcast where we will now ask you, out of 5 choc tops, once I go over to the freezer. I nearly forgot to go to the freezer.
Hold on, Dick. I was just saying, can we have some Pepsi freezers today, please? Is that possible? I want mine with a side of raspberry, if that's okay.
Oh, look, how funny. If you were here only a couple of days ago, you would have got that.
All right. That's okay. We'll just do choc tops. We'll do freezers next week.
Choc tops today.
Yeah.
Okay. Out of 5 choc tops, how many choc tops are you going to give the Super Mario Galaxy movie?
Well, I'm sure it'll be popular with the biggest Nintendo fans, and I think a lot of kids will enjoy it, but I've got to give it 2.
Okay.
That's fair.
It's a nice little score there too. Yes. Yeah. Well, again, a great little animation, and I guess, Oliver, when you think about it, younger kids, right? So younger kids are the ones that are really going to get the most out of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I know my kids just be like, "Oh, it's a great movie." That know what? They'd probably give it 7. So
even though we said it was out of 5.
5, yeah. So where's the way?
Yep. Kids. Yep. But no, that's good. And thank you, Oliver. Really do appreciate you coming on today and doing that for us. We will get you back again, hopefully with a little bit more notice next time. But yeah, thank you. We do appreciate you doing this for us. So thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, mate. Have a lovely weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Well, I've got to say, Mr. Lee, I think definitely Super Mario's on the to-do list with the kids.
Yes, for the kids, yeah. If you want to keep the kids occupied for, how long for? An hour and a half? So, yeah, do it.
Still a bit bummed about those Yoshi popcorn containers, though.
I know, and you know what? I did hear they were $50 each, but
no, surely not.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Well, you know what? They can keep it.
I knew you wouldn't buy me one.
Even if they were $5, Mr. Lee, I'd struggle. So that's okay. Anyway, yes, there you go. Super Mario. What's next week? What's our Flickster for next week? What are we doing next week?
Next week? I can't even remember now. How bad's that? God, I've got a bad memory.
It's like about yesterday. Hold on, where's the...
I thought I had a look. I think it's either You, Me, and Tuscany or The Dead. I can't remember. Either one.
Which one do you want? Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll pick one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll find out. We'll find out next week, I suppose. Organisation is key on this podcast. you will not find
Yes.
not find a more organised podcast you'll listen to today than this one. So, anyway,
Correct.
we're getting out of here. Have a lovely weekend, and we'll catch you next Thursday to talk more things in movies.
Bye for now.
Want to be our next Talking Flickster? Register now at forum6.com.au or odeon5.com.au. Until next time, we'll see you at the movies.